Wednesday, ladies. It's almost 11 o'clock. I'm sitting here working. It's the push for the Sown by Grace event. It's happening on August 3rd. So there's a lot to do this month. So it's going to be some late nights this month for a lot of us that are working on this event. So you can be praying for us. We would greatly appreciate your prayers. And so yeah, that is what I have been up to. But tonight we are in Romans chapter 2. We're going to pick it up in verse 17. I hope and pray that you ladies are having a great week. Man, I watched the news today for the first time in a while. I'm not much of a news buff. Not that I don't like the news, it's just I don't really have not much time to sit down and even watch it. So, and I have to say, things are getting gnarly. Things are getting really gnarly. And gosh, when I first see this stuff, I'm just like, okay, we need to move out into the middle of nowhere and where there's water and food sources. And but you know what? God doesn't want us to fear. Yes, He wants us to act wisely, but He doesn't want us, to make decisions out of fear. He wants us to trust Him, to be about His business, and just to be praying for this nation, for this world, that there would be a revival before things get really crazy. So anyways, let's get into Romans. Need some word. All right. Verse 17. Now you, if you call yourself a Jew, if you rely on the law and boast in God, if you know His will and approve of what is superior because you are instructed by the law, if you are convinced that you are a guide for the blind, a light for those who are in the dark, verse 20, an instructor of the foolish, a teacher of little children, because you have in the law the embodiment of knowledge and truth, you, then, who teach others, do you not teach yourself? You who preach against stealing, do you steal? Verse 22. You who say that people should not commit adultery, do you commit adultery? You who abhor idols, do you rob temples? You who boast in the law, do you dishonor God by breaking the law? As it is written, God's name is blasphemed among the Gentiles because of you. This is a great little section of scripture because it's just exhorting. Paul's exhorting, the Jews of the day to be, about their witness to the Gentiles. It's like saying, he's telling them, okay, you're saying don't do that, but then you're doing it. And about all these things, about, committing adultery or about idols, about boasting in the law. And when we have those kind of attitudes where we're just like, no, you shouldn't be doing this and this, and but then when we're doing it, it's like, oh, great, yeah, what kind of a witness is that? And so, ladies, let's not be women who, believe in God and say we're Christians and are looking down on, other people who aren't Christians or who aren't walking or living in the way that we think that they should be, and then us be doing, the stuff that we're, pointing the finger at those people for doing. And so let's be walking. Let's keep the Lord first. Gosh, it always goes back to those first two commandments, doesn't it? Let's keep the Lord first. Put Him as the center of our lives and love Him above everything else, and then love others. Because if we're putting God first and keeping Him in that number one position, we're going to be living lives that reflect that. And we're not going to be doing these things that we're not supposed to be doing. And then when we're loving others, others are going to see Him through us, and it's going to be an awesome witness, rather than us just going around pointing the finger at everyone else. So, love you, ladies. Have such a great evening. And remember, if things get gnarly, just trust Him. Trust Him. Walk with Him. Don't falter, because it's like, man, this life is just a flash. It's such a flash, and it's going to be over so quickly. And let's live for eternity. Let's live for eternity. So, Lord, bless you, and have a great evening. Good night.
I just want